There are a lot of ways you can engage your viewers to be a part of your stream. You can run polls, have questions of the day, or of course the one that everyone has seen, having alerts for someone to follow or sub. But one of the most versatile ways you can actually get people to engage is by using Twitch extensions. Today, I'm gonna be showing off some of my favorite Twitch extensions that I think you guys can be using to increase your revenue on your stream, engage your chat, and a very special one for you console streamers who wanna have follower alerts, sub alerts, and bit alerts. You can do it with this extension without any more tech, entirely for free. So let's get into it. Hey, I'm Eljayem with StreamScheme.com. I'm also a variety streamer over at twitch.tv/Eljayem_. Links to both those in the description. We have over 400 guides at StreamScheme.com. You should totally check those out. If we don't have a video here covering something, there'll definitely be a guide on the website. Before I explain how you can increase your revenue and engage your chat more with Twitch extensions, I want to let you guys know about our sponsor, Own3D. Own3D have sponsored this channel before, so you guys should know about them, but if you don't, Own3D are your one-stop shop for everything streaming related. You need full stream packages, stinger transitions, sound alerts, even emotes and sub badges. They have everything. They even have their own Twitch extensions. They have some great animated panel extensions you can check out, but the really cool one that I mentioned at the start of this stream that allows console streamers or anyone else who wants to use it to get alerts on their stream is actually Own3D's extension, and we're gonna cover how to install that and use it later in this video. For now though, there is a link down in the description so you guys can go check them out and see if there's anything you wanna upgrade on your stream, or even just grab their Twitch extensions. Massive thank you to Own3D for sponsoring this channel and our videos. If you wanna support me guys, go and support them, because without them, I wouldn't be able to make this stuff. So there are time codes in the description and in the top comments, so if you guys want to skip ahead to any section of this video, go ahead. But if you're new to Twitch and don't quite know extensions, then let's get into the very first start. What is a Twitch extension? Twitch extensions are built into Twitch. They come in 3 different forms. The first is a panel extension, which you're allowed 3 panel extensions. You've seen them before with Emote Showcases or Leaderboards or anything like that. The second Twitch extension type is the component extension. Now, you've probably seen everyone and their mum using a component extension. Specifically, they're most likely using the loot reminder and prime sub reminder on their stream to remind everyone they can use their prime subs on them. If you didn't know, you can use prime subs on people. Everyone uses this component. The final type of Twitch extension, and you're only allowed one of these, is the overlay extension. For example, on my stream, I use my overlay extension to be a closed caption reader, so people can have subtitles and the hard of hearing and deaf can engage and interact with the stream, even though they can't hear what I'm actually saying. I'll get to the closed captions in a second, but first I just want to throw it out there. All of these extensions I mentioned, they have their own tutorials, have their own configuration processes. This is more like a spotlight and the best way to use them, but pretty much anything you do here, you go to your dashboard on Twitch, click the extensions tab, and you can search anything you want. Or you can just look at the trending tabs and see what catches your eye. A quick note though with all these things is that if you install something here, you also need to then go to My Extensions and click Activate and select which slot it is going to go into. A lot of people install the extension, configure it, and then wonder why it's not working. Double check you've actually activated them on your profile. First up, I want to give a shout out to the closed caption extension. Now I'm including this not only because it's a great way for the hard of hearing or the deaf to still involved in your stream, but also because you guys ask me every time you come to my stream, how does he have subtitles? I've never seen this before. This extension is so easy to install. Just go over to the extension dashboard and search up closed captions. Today we're installing the Stream Closed Captioner. It'll be on screen right now. Click that, click install. You will have to configure it, which is super easy. It's pretty much just log into Twitch at the link they give you, step by step. But there are 2 downsides to this extension. The first, it's not actually taking your feed from Streamlabs and OBS and subtitling that. It's actually taking your direct microphone feed through the browser. This means if you mute your mic in Streamlabs or OBS, or potentially even on your mixer, it'll actually still be running a feed to the closed captions. So make sure you turn off your closed captions or completely mute your mic on the microphone, or else it'll still write down what you're saying when you're trying to not show your chat. And the second downside could either be a good thing or a bad thing for you, but essentially because this is an overlay extension, it means that it won't be baked into your VODs or your clips. Meaning if someone wants to watch your VOD back, there won't be a way for them to see the closed captions. Otherwise, this is a fantastic extension and everyone seems to really love it on my stream. Just don't forget that when you go and change your stream title and your tags, you can also now add the closed caption tag, meaning that a whole new audience can find you and enjoy your content. Next up, we're gonna talk about how you can increase your revenue with 2 different extensions, the Sound Alerts extension and the Blurp extension. Now, these 2 tools essentially do the same thing. They allow your viewers to use channel points and bits to play sound effects from you or from popular culture on your stream. If you want to give your chat the ability to play an air horn, a laugh track, or even maybe just sound clips from you, then these extensions will allow you to do that. And they can increase your revenue. Both these extensions can either be a panel or a component, which is great, which means there's more flexibility about where you want to install them. And both tools have been covered countless times, and there are dozens of tutorials out there. So if you have any problems setting them up, there'll be somewhere you can get that solved. The only important thing to remember with these extensions and any other extension that uses bits is that most of the time they will take 20% of your bits. So if someone takes 100 bits to play an air horn effect, the extension will take 20% and you will get the other 80%. While I don't use these extensions on my stream, I do have sound alerts. For example, I've created manual alerts for different numbers of bits so that people can play a sound effect that comes with it. It takes a lot more work and it's a lot harder to set up, but I get the full amount of the bits and I'm not locked into using up an extension slot. So pros and cons, up to you how you want to use it. Next up isn't a specific extension, but it is my favorite genre of extension. These are game integrated extensions. I've used these extensions twice, once when I was playing Baldur's Gate and another time while I was playing RimWorld, but essentially a modder or a developer has teamed up with Twitch to create an extension that allows your viewers to interact directly with your game. When I played Baldur's Gate, it actually gave my viewers the ability to vote on a lot of different dialogue options. So when it came time for me to infiltrate a goblin camp, they made me smear poo on my face and then pretend it was war paint in order to get in. Thanks guys, that was brilliant. That said, they're not just Baldur's Gate and RimWorld extensions, they're actually for dozens and dozens of games. So all you have to do is go over to your extension dashboard, click the Discovery tab and click Extensions for Games. You'll be able to see a full list and find if there's anything that'll work with the game you love or the game you're playing right now. Even though these can take a little bit more setup and a little bit more configuration than some of the other extensions, these are one of the most powerful integrations and the most powerful ways to engage your chat when you're playing a new game. I promise you, look through them, you'll find something that works for you, and it'll always be a great time. I'm about to cover leaderboard extensions and how you can use them to promote friendly competition between who has the most gift subs or who the longest subscriber is. And of course, I still have to cover how to set up those console streamer alerts that I talked about. But first, if this video has helped you out at all, or you've liked the content we're producing, consider checking out the rest of the stuff on the channel. We've got stuff about the best games to stream, free overlays, which you can download from our Discord, what the best time to stream is, growth tactics, you name it, we've got content on it. Consider subscribing, seriously, it will really help us out. So the next set of extensions. Now, if you've ever been to my stream and looked at my panels, you'll see two types of extensions. The first is a Streamlabs leaderboard. If you have Stream Elements, there's your own version of that, very easy and very similar. And then the second extension I have down there is the Emote Showcase extension. As I said, the leaderboard extension can help to promote a little bit of friendly competition when used right. If you mention it's down there, often people will look and want to be at the top, or at least have their name in the top 10 of it. The configuration is super easy and it really does work. I've had people actively try and be the top gifter or actively try to be the most chatter or the biggest emote chatter. And speaking of emotes, the other one I have is the Emote Showcase. So people, without having to click the little subscribe button, can actually see the emotes they get for subscribing, as well as any better Twitch TV emotes that you might get as well. If you need help setting up better Twitch TV, which I recommend you do set up, that's also in the cards above and on the channel, so you should check that out. Okay, you've waited long enough, let's get you those free alerts. All you have to do is go over to your extension tab, dashboard, and search Own3D, click on their free Stream Alerts extension and click Install. This will be an overlay extension, so click Configure. The first step is to pick your design. Have a scroll through. Some of them are premium, but there are free options for you as well. In the future, if you want to upgrade to premium, you can, but don't worry about that now. The design is just an example. The text does change depending on if you receive a follower, bits, host raid, or a subscription. Click the design you want, and the next step 2 is to customize your alert events and the text that comes up with it. Once you have, click Save. You'll want to hit Save and click back to My Extensions, click Activate under the alert, and set it to Overlay 1. With that, you should be all good to go and the alert should be active. Now, of course, like I mentioned with the Closed Captions overlay extension, this will not appear on your VODs, which can either be a good or a bad thing. Maybe you want to edit your VOD later, or maybe you just don't want it to appear. Up to you, but essentially you have to remember it won't be on your VOD. If you ever want to change your design, all you have to do is go back to your extensions tab and click Configure, and you can have full reign. It's not locked in whatsoever. And with that, you should be able to engage your chat and increase your revenue, get yourself some alerts, whatever you need. Please consider subscribing if this video helped you out. Comment down below and chuck us a like. We will see you guys next week for more content.